So now we're going to take a journey into the realm of story. And I'd like you all to imagine a time before we had phones and supermarkets and cars and roads. A time before time really began. A time where all people had was the moment. And a time when a great wild wood covered this land. And the humans that lived in those times, well, they were in the minority. The other than humans were everywhere. All kinds of beings. Plants of all descriptions and sizes and shapes. And the humans then, well, their life was a lot like a living prayer. For everything that they had to gather or hunt for or forage for or look for. So with every out-breath, they were thankful. And they also respected the wild lands they were surrounded by. So I'm inviting you, as you step into the wood, to feel a sense of respect that this is the home of many other than humans, more than humans even. And come and gather next to an elder tree there where I'll be waiting. As you step in, just as if you wouldn't walk into somebody else's home without maybe knocking on the door. So just take a moment as you step in. Okay. I feel like the woods are welcoming us all in. And just noticing how it feels being in here under the trees. Arriving again, feet on the ground, head in the sky. Take a moment to listen. The breeze, the song of the birds. So, can you all hear me? Is there still someone about to come in? You in? Do come and gather close as you can, because my voice is not huge today particularly. Come and gather close. You don't have to stay in lines around the edge. You can come in into the middle as well. Let's gather in close, everyone. So long ago, as I was saying, there were very few humans in this land, and the whole of this hill was covered in a wild woods, and it was wild woods as far as you could see. And in that time, a tribe had come to live here on the hill. And they gathered all that they needed from the wild woods and from the spring, and they wove homes from hazel poles. And every night they were beside the fire and they would sing songs and make rhythms. We'll try one song. I'll call, you can respond. That's how they used to do it. Trees grow tall in the heart of the forest. Trees grow tall in the heart of the forest. High in the sky and the roots go down. High in the sky and the roots go down to the deep, dark earth. To the deep, dark earth. And one of the singers, well, his name was Speaks with Birds. And he was a beautiful singer because every single morning he would go into the wildwood a-foraging. And the first thing he would do was to offer a prayer. And he would say, "Thanks that I am rock and root and earth. Thanks that I am the breeze, the birds, the air. Thanks that I am dancing flame and bright warming light. Thanks that I am bubbling spring, river and rain." And then, well, they asked permission and they gathered things. And it was, well, that time between the end of winter and the earliest part of spring. And there were slim foragings. But Speaks with Birds found a few hogweed shoots and young ferns and tender nettle leaves, gathered them in their basket. And then they listened to the birds, the sweet songs. And very gently they called back. If someone calls back, we'll call back to you. Anyone want to sing a song up to the birds? Woo-hoo! 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 And when they called, down came the robin, their greatest friend. And there weren't many birds around in the winter, but Robin was always there. And, well, in the heart of Speaks with Birds, there rose that day a wish, a thought. And they said, "How I wish I could sing my heart song." It's a song very much like the echoing on the stones. It's a song like the breeze in the trees. It's a song like the glittering of sunlight upon the water. And Robin said, "I know what you should do. Call the piper." "Call the piper? How should I do that?" "Go to Mother Elder, Mother Elder," said the robin. And of course then, Speaks with Birds knew exactly what to do. And along they went to the edge of the glade. And there was the eldest of the elder trees, Mother Elder, much older than this elder tree. And she was naked then, and all of her branches sticking out at angles. And, well, Speaks with Birds always asked permission, but especially to Mother Elder, for all of the tribe held her in great respect. "Mother Elder, elder tree, may I cut a branch from thee?" And Mother Elder, well, she spoke back in creaks and groans. "Cut my branch, both strong and true. Plant apart, carve apart, the song will come to you." So this is what Speaks with Birds did. They cut an elder branch, nice and long and straight, and they took it back to the camp, and on the edge of the camp they planted a notched part of the branch. And then they set to beside the fire, and they pushed out the soft pith in the center of the elder stalk. And then they put 6 holes into that pipe. And that night they tried to play. And, well, the tribe tried to drum along with them. But eventually one of them said, "Practice before you play, please, Speaks with Birds." So that's what they did. Every single morning when they went to foraging, Robin would come down to remind them, "Call the piper, call the piper." And one day, Speaks with Birds, after they'd done their practice, "Why do you keep saying call the piper?" Robin didn't tell. They just said, "You will see, You will see. And so it came, the time when the leaves are long in the days of summer, and the light drifted through the trees, cool and green. And there, in the wood, Speaks with Birds was playing the elder pipe as best they could, and the birds were singing back, and there was quite a beautiful array of birdsong. Shall we listen for a moment? So maybe some could even count how many different songs you could hear. And they were playing away when all of a sudden, from deep down in the valley, they heard another piping, and they stopped their piping and they opened their mouth in wonder, for this was the song, the heart song, the sound that echoed on the stones, that floated on the breeze. And it went, well, probably more beautiful than this. And the song rose up through the air, and it wound its way through the branches and down into the open mouth of wonder of Speaks with Birds. And from that day onwards, how they could play. And let me tell you, that night when they returned with the song of the piper, there was great merriment. And all the tribe playing a rhythm, singing and dancing, whirling around. So that is the tale of Speaks with Birds and the elder pipe. And they do say that of a midsummer's day, if you listen very carefully and you come into the wildest part of the woods, you may just hear the piper play.